All right, so I've created a new file, like.component.ts. Here I'm going to define a class called like_component. And in order to use this outside this class, I'm going to export this. Okay, now we need two fields. One is the total number of likes, so likes count, and this is a number. And the other is a field to determine if the like button is selected or not. So is selected, and this is a Boolean. Now we want the consumer of this component to be able to set the initial values for these fields. So here we need a constructor that takes two parameters, likes count, which is a number, and is selected, which is a Boolean. Now here we need to write something like this. The likes count, we set it to likes count. But this is repetitive, right? So I would rather to prefix these parameters with public and then delete these two fields here. That's cleaner. Next, we need a method onClick. So here we need to check to see if this button is selected or not. So if this that is selected, we want to decrease the number of likes. So this that likes count minus minus. And then we need to set this that is selected to false. Now, otherwise, if the button is not selected, we want to increase the number of likes. So this that likes count plus plus, and this that is selected to true. So this is the most basic implementation, but we can do better. So instead of having this is selected set to false or set to true, what we can do, we take this out of these blocks here. And then at the end, we simply toggle this field. So this that is selected, we set it to not this that is selected. That's cleaner. Also, we can rewrite this block like this. So this that likes count, we check to see if is selected is true. So this that is selected, if that's true, we want to increment likes count by 1. Otherwise, we want to increment it by -1. So we can rewrite it like this. Plus equal 1 here, colon, -1. So if is selected is true, we're going to add 1 to likes count. Otherwise, we're going to add -1 to likes count, which basically decreases the value of likes count by 1. Okay. Now look, this is a much cleaner implementation with only 2 lines of code. So let's go to main.ts. Here on the top, we want to import our class. So import like_component from ./like.component. Now we need to create an instance of this class. So let component equal new like component. And here in the constructor, we can pass the initial values. So let's say like count 10, and this is selected. Then we call component.onClick, and finally display the result on the console. So console.log. Now here in TypeScript, we can use backtick, and with this, we can create a template string like this. So likes count, we set this to $curly braces. And inside curly braces, we can add a parameter. In this case, component.likesCount. So what we put here will be replaced by the value of the likes count field of our component. And next to that, we will add is selected. Once again, we add a parameter using $ and curly braces. So component.isSelected. That's it. Now let's go to the terminal. So TypeScript compiler, start.ts, and then node main.js. So likes count is 11 and is selected is false. Looks like we have a bug here. Because back in main.ts, I set the total number of likes to 10 and is selected to true. So if the like button is selected and we click it again, the number of likes should be decreased and is selected should be false. So let's go back to our like component. Okay, here's the mistake. So if is selected is true, we want to add -1 to likes count, otherwise +1. Okay, so back in the terminal, One more time. Okay, we got the right result. Beautiful.